Hello, hello, listeners, and welcome back to a special Halloween edition of Book Watch. I'm Sarah-Daye, and today I am joined by Jordyn Carrido. Hi, Jordyn.
Hello, everybody.
And also Chris Hitlett. Hello, and welcome back again, Chris, this month.
Hello.
And Jordyn, you too. We covered Dracula as well.
Yes.
We are taking a break from our usual book to screen comparisons to celebrate all things spooky season. Halloween is my favorite holiday, so I'm thrilled that my podcast release date is on actual Halloween. So I thought, what better than the bonus episode to be a Halloween episode? So we are going to just kind of talk about our Halloween traditions. I don't know if you guys love Halloween as much as I do or not, but we'll kind of start the conversation there. And then I have some rapid fire questions that might spark conversation or just have some fun with it. So let's just start with, do you guys like Halloween as much as I do?
I don't know if it's quite as much as you do. I definitely enjoy some of the fall aspects of it. I don't know if it's my favorite holiday, but it's definitely one I enjoy seeing all the creativity that goes into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I probably liked it more as a kid when it was more about dressing up and getting candy. And now, like, as an adult, it's just a normal day. You just got to go to work and then you come home, and it's hard to make it as fun as an adult. But yeah, I like the season. Just you get the excuse to watch the fun, like, nostalgic holiday movies, Halloween movies. So that's always fun.
Okay, I will send you a list of ways to bring that magic back for you guys.
Perfect.
Have kids and dress them up.
So then, do you?
There you go.
Yeah, yes, that has been part of it. It's been a lot of fun to kind of plan the Halloween costumes for my children, and we are all dressing up as K-pop Demon Hunter characters this year. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice.
That's like the number one top costume this year.
We're going to be everywhere, but it's been
We'll
fun
just be
to
doing
see
the Spider-Man meme all night. Like, oh my gosh, you and us too.
Well, as long as everybody knows the dance, it works out perfect. Because then you got a bigger crowd to join in.
Yeah, no, I don't know the dance and I have not practiced, but it's going to be fun. And Zuhair is joining us to go trick or treating, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yes.
Nice.
So my youngest is actually going to be Derpy, the blue tiger, and she that's what she wanted to be, and she is in a cat phase right now. So I'm not surprised.
I think we all had a cat phase. I was reading the Warrior Cat books nonstop.
I haven't heard of that.
5th and 6th grade.
No? Oh man, those were so
they're iconic.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll have to find those and have
my
them.
brother read them. I did not. But I heard all about them from him.
I still cherish those books, and so if your kid's having a cat phase, she needs to read those, and they will change her life.
I love that. Okay, I'll definitely write that down. So what kind of traditions have you carried over, or did you love while you were growing up, other than, of course, dressing up and going trick-or-treating?
Even now, like, we still do pumpkin carving, so whenever everybody's work schedules line up, we're going to go to my parents' house and we're going to do pumpkin carving with myself and my 2 sisters, and then each of us have partners, so all 6 of the kids and sons-in-laws are going to be there and do pumpkin carving. And my sisters are like, we're dressing up this year, like we're bringing back the hype from when we were kids.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. so that's pretty much, but every year we just do family pumpkin carving together. That's like my mom's way of trying to hold on to the magic even as we continue to get older. So
I love that.
We did more of that before my parents moved away this last year, but growing up, we would just go to the church and do it. They had a big harvest festival where they had a bunch of games and a box maze that was always fun, but that's more for when you're a kid, and so it became less and less of a tradition for me to do anything really on Halloween as I got older. But I do enjoy pumpkin carving. That's always fun. And my wife being a preschool teacher, she's always doing stuff at school and has to dress up for the kids. So she kind of keeps me in the spirit a little bit.
Yay, love that for us.
Comic-Con has definitely gotten me more into the dressing back up again and doing stuff. And so like last year or the year before, I'm always like the only person that dresses up at my work and wears a costume to work, but I still embrace it.
I actually have this year off, like the week of Halloween off. We're doing like some home renovation stuff. And I was really bummed because I would totally be wearing like my Halloween headbands and witch hats, and I would be dressing up every day the week of Halloween, but they won't get to see it.
I was working at a lumber yard, and so I wore my Fat Thor costume one year, like with the whole like the robe and had the big beard and hair, and I brought the hammer, but then I put my work vest over it, so I had the orange vest over that. It was pretty funny. Got some good photos of that.
That's awesome.
Okay, so what has been your favorite Halloween costume to date? Of your own?
The only one I can remember, well, obviously in a house with only girl children, we all like cycled through all the Disney princesses. So like there's pictures of me as Ariel and my little sister as Jasmine and Tinkerbell and Belle and all of that. But the one I remember the most, I think, is, which kind of speaks to my obsession with fantasy and like medieval type novels now, is like I had this red like medieval queen dress that it looked like straight out of Sleeping Beauty, and I still remember that, and I'm like, dang, I loved that dress because we kept it, so we would use it to like play dress up later. So that was like, okay, if it's your turn to be the queen today, so you get to wear the red dress.
Aww.
And so that was always fun.
How many sisters do you have?
There's 3 of us in total, including me. So 2 younger sisters that we always were battling. Who gets to be the queen? Who's the princess? Who has to pretend to be, the prince? And so, as the oldest, I usually got first dibs, and the other 2 had to battle it out.
I don't remember a lot of my costumes growing up or anything, but I know at one point someone gave us a giant box full of old costumes and stuff. Like we got a bulk thing from someone, and so we would just go through that every year and find something to throw together, and so that was a lot of fun. I think one of the favorite ones I ever saw was the Smarty Pants, where people had Smarties glued to their pants.
That's cool.
So,
fun.
That one made me laugh. Good little pun.
I have 2 that stick out. One's not so much of a Halloween costume, but it's something I wore to one of the Harry Potter midnight releases, and it was the Grey Lady, and I won the costume contest. So I got to have like the first copy of the book that they gave out that night, which is always a good memory. And then
so cool.
Much younger, I think I was probably 5 or 6 or so, my mom made me a Batman costume, and the cape was like an umbrella. So when I pulled my arms up, it would like lift up too.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So my mom always did really great costumes growing up. But yeah, those are the 2 that come to mind.
That's so epic. I would love to see that Batman costume.
That's awesome.
So what are some movies, like, do you at least watch the same, like we were talking about the nostalgic movies that we grew up with? Do you still kind of watch those every year during this season?
Yeah, I mean, definitely like the Tim Burton movies, Nightmare Before Christmas and Corpse Bride are classics for me. I also will watch.
Listeners, Chris is wearing a Nightmare Before Christmas t-shirt as we speak.
I had to throw that on. I think I have something I could throw on for this episode.
Yes, perfect.
And then we always watch Harry Potter, especially like Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, because they have those big like Halloween plot points.
Yes.
So those are Halloween movies and Christmas movies to me.
Exactly.
But,
yeah,
because they
I feel like
everything.
You just watch them like from like starting in October and then ending at New Year's. You just watch those movies on repeat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then gotta throw Twilight in there. It's Hoa 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 season. So we always gotta mix in a little Twilight with your Harry Potter just to keep things fresh.
Sure.
Charlie Brown, the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Nightmare Before Christmas, I actually hadn't seen until only like a year or 2 ago. It was one that I just never got around to watching. Yeah. So I'm definitely a fan now, but was just not one that we had in our household. And the Harry Potter stuff was even something I didn't do till I was an adult either. So that was on a different level for when I experienced it and everything too. But definitely I like the Charlie Brown one. That's always a good just classic to watch while carving pumpkins or whatever. And I can't think of any other ones we do specifically for Halloween. But
Yeah, so I'm going to also throw in Casper, Hocus Pocus, and Practical Magic are some of the ones that I also like. Harry Potter is definitely up there as well, and then of course the Tim Burton stuff. But those three are what I'm excited to watch again during October, and I've started introducing those to the girls too. So hopefully those kind of traditions will carry on from year to year moving forward.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
taking
and I
notes for
remember
this
too.
call so I can know what I should be watching for this.
There you go.
Got to build some
I remember
tradition.
too growing up watching like the Disney Channel movies. So they had like Halloween Town and Twitches, and both of those had
Oh
sequels. So
yes.
those are good Halloween ones too,
We
to really
just
take you
tried
back to the.
Halloween Town. That wasn't one that I like particularly loved. Like a lot of our generation does. But the girls are kind of interested. I think next year will definitely be a year where they're into it. Not so much this year, but they do like or I'm sorry, not practical magic, not yet. Hocus Pocus. They like Hocus
Yeah.
Pocus,
That one's fun.
both the original and the sequel. They like those.
So Halloween Town is actually based on St. Helens, Oregon, which is not too far away from, about 3 hours away from me. So we actually this morning, me and my wife were looking at it like, oh, maybe we should go check this out. They do a gigantic
Yes.
Halloween celebration every year. It's almost like a Ren fair in the way they build up this town and do a haunted house and all this stuff. So I've
Wow,
That'd
actually
be
that's
so
seen the movie,
awesome.
fun.
but I was like, maybe we should watch it and go check out the town here nearby.
1000% you should do that and report back.
Absolutely. I'll
Yeah.
check it out maybe next year, but I'll definitely check it out and we'll have another conversation about it.
Okay, so let's start the rapid fire questions, and we'll see if that sparks any conversations or not. So we'll go, Jordyn will answer first, then Chris, and then I'll follow up with anything. Okay, ready?
Mhm.
Favorite Halloween candy?
Snickers, mini Snickers.
Okay,
Smarties.
okay. I love the Reese's pumpkin Reese's. They're just so
Of
much
all
better
That's
than a
Reese's,
valid.
normal
the
Reese's.
pumpkins are better, yes.
Yes. Okay, next question. Who are you siding with? Witches, vampires, ghosts, or werewolves?
Oh, that's so tough. Werewolves.
Witches.
I think I have to say, ooh, it's really tough between witches and werewolves, but I'm gonna go. My instinct was to say werewolves, even though I think if I thought about it, I would choose witches. But my first instinct was werewolves.
Yeah.
Let's explain. Why did you say witches?
Oh, sorry. So, the context of what we're choosing is this a fight between them? Is this just a what are we?
Oh yeah, I thought it was like if you were gonna be one. So I
Yeah.
was like,
So
yeah,
that's
I
what
would
I got to
totally
figure
want to
out
be a
the
werewolf.
context here. What are we deciding?
Um, I think if you were gonna like be a part of the group,
Oh, there's
would that
witches
change your
are
answers?
no.
Okay.
Witches are so much. There's more to them. I feel like than a lot of those other ones. A lot of the other stuff happens to you, and then you're just kind of you get these abilities. But a witch is something that you kind of have to work at and choose to be, and you get a lot more control over things. And I think it's a more interesting path.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my
That's
tarot
valid.
cards here next to me, so maybe I already am
Hey, who knows?
heading down that
Yeah.
warlock path.
I went with werewolves because I was already thinking about Twilight, and I was like, I always was team werewolves, and I always
Oh
wanted
yeah, I
to.
was Team Jacob also.
Yeah, and they could like for that type of werewolf in that canon, you can choose when to transform back and forth. You're not
Mm-hmm.
stuck to just the full moon, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not like super painful. So I always was like, yeah, those kinds of werewolves specifically. That's the vibe. The like Remus Lupin, painful, agonizing transformation on the full moon. Like
Right.
that's a no thank you. I'd rather be a witch in that universe.
Mhm.
So I guess it kind of depends on the universe and the lore
That's true.
in what
It's
universe
That
you're
is
talking
true.
so
about.
different in every
Yeah.
one. So
Because Harry Potter definitely would rather be a witch than anything else.
Yeah,
But then in Twilight,
definitely.
I'm gonna go werewolf. So
Yeah, I think this is the same. Like I've always been drawn to werewolf stories, like Teen Wolf, the MTV show. I was Team Jacob with the whole Twilight stuff. Even in True Blood, which is like very vampire centered, I was still, drawn to the werewolf storylines. And just like the transformation in general, whether it's a wolf or not, like Animorphs. I think that was the book series.
Yeah.
And just being able to transition into any kind of animal, but werewolves is obviously the most well known of that.
My wife's watching Vampire Diaries as we speak, so I think she'd probably be choosing vampires.
That's
There is
valid.
definitely like a huge following of, I think the vampire is probably one of the biggest like horror Halloween-y themed media. Starting with Dracula and then, True Blood, Twilight. They all kind of, every generation I feel like has a vampire story.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
an
you would have thought
interesting
covering
concept.
Dracula, I would have picked vampires, but no, werewolves.
Okay. Would you rather spend the night in a haunted house or in the woods with something watching you?
Probably a haunted house because there's like I could find places to hide and like escape. I could escape the haunted house. Like in the woods,
True.
like I have zero survival skills. Like I'm done for in the woods.
Yeah, probably haunted house, just because I don't want to be cold all night.
I'm going haunted house also, but I just think it would be more fun to explore the haunted house than being watched in the woods. Okay, favorite spooky or villainous character from a book or a film or TV show?
Chris, if you have an answer, jump in because I'm pondering.
Okay. I don't know that I do yet.
It's not really a spooky story, but she's a witch. So I'm going to talk about her. And she is a character from the Throne of Glass series by Sarah-Daye Maas. Her name is Manon Blackbeak. And she is a witch. So I'm going to, even though she's not spooky or villainous, although she could be considered a little of both. I'm going to say her.
Very nice.
That's so valid. I guess I'll stick with Throne of Glass since I'm rereading them right now. And I'll go with Maeve.
Ooh,
I think she's a really fascinating villain, and she's a fae, but she's like dark fae, and so she's got that darkness, that spookiness, and she's like very evil and very dangerous, and she's very fascinating to me as a character. So I'll go with Maeve and her spidery tendencies.
She is very interesting. Well, that leaves it to me. I think that I've I don't know. I don't know if I ever consider the villains ever fully villain in some cases. I really enjoy villains characters as more complex, and so but I think I'd probably choose my favorite lately. Oh, well, Scarlet Witch is my favorite kind of villainous character because she's always interesting, especially the way Elizabeth Olsen plays her. But even the comics, I enjoy her performances, both hero and villain.
And in Marvel Zombies too.
Oh yeah,
that was fun.
Do we think that Scarlet Witch will be back in the MCU proper?
Seems like it. I think so.
I certainly hope so.
There's a path in the comics that they did recently that could be even that version of her. There's a new comic called the TV, or it was like a TVA comic that's based off of Loki, where they actually have a Scarlet Witch in like a stasis chamber in the TVA somewhere that looks like the one from Doctor Strange. So there very well could be that they bring in the TVA and bring her back. So from the comic,
I'm on board.
The TVA has been in the Deadpool movie, so
we know
of course Loki, but I could definitely see them not shying away from the TVA.
Yeah, it'd be a fun way to bring that back around. We saved her because we knew there's a point.
Okay. Do we believe in ghosts or the supernatural?
Yes, I have a ghost story from when I was little. I was like 2 and I was in my grandmother's house and I went into an empty room where there's no other people, no like picture frames, nothing. And I was like pointing to the corner. I was like, oh, that's Grandpa Carrido. It's Grandpa Carrido. My parents were like, what are you talking about? Because there's no photos of him in there. Like he died before I was born, so I never met him. So I just was pointing to the corner of the room, the empty corner,
Wow.
like, there he is, he's right there. And my parents were like, let's go. We're gonna get out of here now. So yeah, I absolutely believe in ghosts and spirits, and that you can connect with your loved ones after they've died. Absolutely.
I grew up very spiritual, thinking, and so I was very much into the concept of a heaven and hell, and the spiritual in that direction, and the forces of good and evil in the world working through demons and angels. I don't know that I really am all that I believe all that much now, but I definitely grew up with that experience of thinking that direction.
Yes, I believe in ghosts also. I don't know if I wanted to define them as ghosts, but I definitely believe in some sort of spiritual realm. I've also had some spooky interactions as well as some like good hearted ones. And I live in a
Haunted house.
Possibly. I'm pretty sure. So I live in Virginia, and so lots of history in Virginia. And my parents always said our first house was haunted, and they saw some stuff. And I don't know that I remember seeing anything in that house. But as an adult, I've had some things that I would definitely define as spiritual. One was I was working in this hotel, and it was part of a resort, but they call it the stepchild of the resort because it's out by itself. It's really run down, and our offices were in the basement. And I was working there alone in the office one day, and the door was shut, as I do when I'm working in the office alone. And I saw like a shadow walking back and forth.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
I went out to check, and there was nothing there. So I went back, closed the door, and again saw the shadow walking back and forth just outside the door. And so I walked back out again, nobody. And then later, when more people had come back, and it was a little bit more hustle and bustle, I was asking some people around, like, did anybody die here? Do you think there's any ghosts in this building? And apparently there was a chef that died. And he was very much like a really great guy. And like what they said, he was probably like guarding my door, like walking back and forth, guarding it from other ghosts. Who knows? But so that was really nice. A little friendly ghost keeping guard over the office. And then I have another spookier one where I was in the anthropology club of at my college, and we've played with a Ouija board, which I will never ever do again, because listeners, don't do it, because when you use a Ouija board, you are opening up yourself as a vessel for spirits to use, and it is not fun. So some creepy things happened, and I ended up going to our anthropology professor and telling her what was happening. And she was like, okay, well, I've got so many spirits following me. I'll just call them away. It'll be no problem. It'll end. And it did after that. Like, so whatever she did worked. The spirit never bothered me again. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not mess with Ouija boards or anything like that. That's no thank you.
Oh, seriously. Let's bring the mood back up. Pumpkin spice everything or hard pass?
It's been growing on me this year specifically. I used to be like,
same.
I don't like pumpkin. Pumpkin spice is terrible. And then I'm like, well, this thing is pretty good. And, I like a cookie and I like a muffin. And I tried the Starbucks pumpkin spice latte. I'm like, oh, it's not as bad as I remember it. Yeah. So it's growing on me this year.
Exact same answer.
Not a pumpkin fan. Not a pumpkin spice fan. I'm more of the apple cider. And anything, salted caramel is my go-to drink for Starbucks.
Yeah,
I love a salted caramel, like a salted caramel cookie, a salted caramel chocolate. Salted caramel is so good. I think all the fall treats I don't think you can go wrong with a fall treat.
I'm a
Yeah,
big
that's
candy
true.
corn fan, which may be controversial.
Oh
Hot
no,
takes from Chris. Hot takes.
no, my family loves candy corn, and my this whole time as Halloween was coming up and October was coming up, she was like, "Are we gonna get candy corn? We're gonna get candy corn. It's Daddy's favorite candy. We're gonna get candy corn." So we finally got candy corn, and like the last week of September, I saw it at the grocery store. I'm like, "All right, let's put that in the cart."
I have to limit myself on how much I can buy because I will basically eat it in a day if I buy a bag. So I have to just say, okay, you can have one bag this season, or you can.
And do you ever eat it like color, like bite the top off and then bite the middle and then eat the bottom?
I used to,
That's
My
the
not
correct
so
way to
much
do
anymore.
it. No, yes, you're correct, Sarah. You're
Thank
I
you.
like
correct.
the ones with like the pumpkins in it and stuff too, though. I think I like the large
I don't
ones
like the
there.
pumpkin ones.
Oh, they're actually my favorite. I think
Oh, funny.
a little
I
more
don't know.
to
I
them.
just think they're like too. Maybe it's just like I don't know the shape.
Well, it's mostly brown sugar, if I understand right. So I mean, on all the candy corn stuff, that's its main ingredient. So I
Yeah, I
think
don't know
the little bit
why.
more of it there is substantial to me.
Well, it's the same like with Reese's. Like my fiance says, he's like the Christmas tree ones are the best ones, and I'm like, it's the same stuff. It's the same chocolate. It's the same peanut butter as year round. He's like, no, they're different, and the Christmas tree ones are better. The pumpkin ones are better. I'm like,
Yeah, the
whatever
pumpkins are
you
the
say.
best.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the thing is like, okay, the shapes, the pumpkins and the Christmas trees, and I think don't they have eggs for Easter?
Mm-hmm.
They're the chocolate isn't as hard as the actual Reese's cup, and I
Right.
feel like it's like
I think a little more peanut butter too. The way
less,
they're
yeah.
the balance is different.
Yes, I think it balances out different than a Reese's cup. I love a Reese's cup too,
I
but
do
there
too.
is something about they're softer. I don't know, they're just better.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, we'll finish it up with our last question, which is if you could live inside one spooky book or movie or show world for a day, which one would it be?
So there's this duology. It's the One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns.
Oh yeah.
Rachel Gillig is the author, I think.
Mhm.
I really loved that those two books. I think the world building was very different. It was very unique. And so they have like these tarot cards basically, and each tarot card gives you different abilities. So I'd like to
Mm.
explore that world and like test out what the different abilities, like what they feel like, how they work. So I like to visit that world for a day, just to see what's up.
That sounds fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I have them over on the shelf there because my wife loves them and has been trying to get me to read them forever. It's just not been on my top of my list yet. So, but I will get to them
They're
eventually.
very good.
I hear
They're
that
very good.
constantly. So definitely one of them I'll get to soon. Spooky universe. I think there's
Or
some
just
certain
go ahead.
parts of the Marvel has its darker sides too, and I pretty much will always look for an excuse to go into the Marvel universe. The last few years in the comics, they've been putting out a Halloween special that is Tales from the Crypt, and it's actually Stephen Strange's brother that basically is your guide through this world of the Halloween spookiness, and it's been a really fun uh, version of the Marvel universe. But that and like Werewolf by Night and all the spookier characters of that have been much more explored recently have been something I'd really love to be a part of for a bit if I had to choose one.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Teen Wolf. It's just sticking out to me. I loved the show when it was on MTV. And so I think it would just be fun to be in that world with them and they had a really nice close knit group of friends there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Any
Okay,
TV
well,
shows with Halloween episodes that stick out to anybody that they love?
Sweet Life of Zack and Cody Halloween episode is the most iconic Halloween episode I've ever seen in my life. I love that episode. We always used to like race to the TV like in October, like, is it on today? Is it on today? And we'd watch it from beginning to end every single time it was on. It sticks with me so much. I love that episode.
I love that.
The experience of having to wait for TV to come on to watch it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I still to this day it makes me so sad. This has nothing to do with Halloween, but the Wild Thornberries, and they had like a special, and it was like a 3-episode arc or something. And Eliza Thornberry had met this boy, and the final episode teased her kissing the boy, and I was so excited. And I don't know what happened, but I went to go watch the final episode, and there was a time change or something, but the episode did not come on. I was so distraught, and I till this day don't know if Eliza kissed the boy or not.
Oh no.
I know.
That's tragic. It's
It is
probably
so
streaming
tragic.
somewhere.
Yeah,
I
you gotta
know
find it
it
now.
is. No, and we do, and we've seen the movie with the girls and I. And so we started watching the show, and I was like, finally, I'm finally going to see this episode at some point. And we fell off. So now that this brought this back to my memory, I am going to go back to watching the Wild Thornberries.
I think some of the most fun ones are Brooklyn Nine-Nine's Halloween episodes. They always
the
Halloween
prank people,
heist.
the heist stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, those are so much fun.
Those are good ones.
Hot damn.
That's a good show. Okay, so listeners, that wraps up our special Halloween bonus episode for this month. I would love for you to come join us in the Book Watch Lounge over on Facebook and share your Halloween traditions with us. Favorite scary movies. We kept it a little PG in here tonight, so if there's any of those classic horrors that you like, shout out those movies in the Facebook Lounge. We would love to hear about them.
Yeah, we absolutely love to engage with you.
Yes. Otherwise, have a great night. Stay safe, trick-or-treating, everybody. And we will see you next month for Holes. Jordyn and Chris are going to be joining me for Holes. Okay.